My ancestors were originally from Materno, Italy. Our last name, Malazzi, in the region where we were from, was as common as Smith or Jones in America now. The reason my family chose to immigrate was for my great-great-grandfather, Joseph Malazzi, to find work to support his family and to give them a better life. Back in Italy, families were departing from their home and leaving for America to try and make a better life and living. Joseph Malazzi joined many of his fellow countrymen and chose to leave his family behind and search for work in America. He left Italy in 1901 and found work in Darien, Connecticut. In America, most jobs were labor-oriented. Joseph Malazzi took his skills as a stonemason and worked on railroad bridges all around New York and Connecticut. The money he made as a stonemason would be sent overseas. That money would be saved up in order to fund the family's trip to join their father, Joseph, and take part in the American dream. By 1907, my great-great-grandfather, Joseph Malazzi, had raised enough money to unite his family. On April 26, 1907, my great-grandfather, Robert Erasmo Malazzi, along with 8 of his brothers and sisters and his mom, left from Naples, Italy, and journeyed on a long voyage towards America. Robert Erasmo was just 4 at the time when he boarded the ship called Germania. Because they needed to bring the whole family overseas, they had to book the cheapest fare available, steerage, the bottom of the boat. For 2 weeks, the large family had to stay in a cramped area with no windows, no bathrooms, and no ventilation. Once my family finally arrived on Ellis Island, their dream to live like Americans didn't go according to plan. Though the families tried to live as American as they could, they had no time for anything but work. Robert Erasmo only stayed in school until 8th grade. He finally had to drop out in order to partake in a tool and die apprenticeship. This gave him the opportunity to learn how to become a toolmaker and eventually get a job in a store called Robert's. This store was actually a sporting goods store and also fixed machines such as radios. Although Robert would only get $10 per week, he gave 5 of it to his mother in order to provide food for the family. After a few years of working there, Robert finally had the courage to ask for a raise. When Robert asked for just $5 more, his boss said no. As years went by, Robert instead saved enough money to buy a little store in downtown Stamford. The original store would only take up 2 small rooms of a very small house. However, as years went by, my great-grandfather established a successful business called Bob Sports by 1937. Although my great-great-grandfather Joseph struggled and worked very hard, his hard work allowed my great-grandfather to experience and live the American dream. His work as a stonemason led to Robert's arrival to America. Through his dedication and hard work in imparting this work ethic in his son, Robert was able to establish a successful business. America's growing and expanding economy gave my great-great-grandfather the opportunity to find work for himself and to give his children the opportunity to be successful. He gave my great-grandfather the chance to build a prosperous family business that is still in our name today.